Good afternoon and welcome back to TMNtv News. I'm Alicia Fireherm and the date is October 23rd, 2023. First, we will start out with some international news and then move on to some on-campus news. And in an update around the Israel-Hamas war, President Biden announces sanctions against a terrorist group. Specifically, the sanctions target many of its leaders and those helping the group to get money. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said in a statement, quote, "The United States is taking swift and decisive action to target Hamas's financiers and facilitators following its brutal and unconscionable massacre of Israeli civilians, including children," end quote. On top of this, Biden is also asking Congress for a $100 billion aid package for U.S. allies around the world. Though this aid will mostly go to Israel and Palestine, it is also planned to go to Ukraine and possibly Taiwan. In national news, houses are hitting record high prices and home affordability has fallen even further these last several months, hitting its lowest since 1985, according to the National Association of Realtors. And now with rising mortgage rates, many homeowners don't want to sell their houses that they purchased when rates were low. This means that the supply of homes for sale is well below the historical average. Economists predict a mortgage rate of 8% to be expected in the future, which has not been seen since the late 90s. To combat this, new homes are being built with smaller square footage to compete the price. All in all, it's expected 2023 will be the slowest year in home sales in more than a decade. A growing segment of experts and activists are calling upon the U.S. Census Bureau to stop categorizing people by race. Through an initiative to hear feedback about the census, psychotherapist and author Carlos Hoyt is leading an effort to remove or reform the section about race. Hoyt, who consulted schools and universities on the topic, argues that race, or the concept of being white or black, are not real in any biological sense. Though scientists also agree that race has little to no biological differences and was mostly created to divide people into groups, Hoyt's demands have received pushback. Arguers against the call say whether race is biological or not, the lived experience among people is real, and removing these kinds of questions will make it harder to analyze race-based discrimination like gerrymandering. Taking a look at the weather this week, we are starting off warm with a high today of 88 degrees. Temperatures drop slightly Tuesday through Thursday for highs of 80 and 81 degrees. Things take a dramatic turn on Friday with a high of 53 and then rainy weather forecasted both Saturday and Sunday. Sunday will be the coldest day of the week with a high of only 42 degrees. As always, to stay up to date with this forecast as it changes, visit kwch.com. When we come back, Reagan Neufeld with sports.
5, 4, 3.
We know you'll love what you see here on our campus in Hayes, America.
With over 200 academic programs, small classroom sizes, and a 96% success rate, we will make sure you get the tools you need to succeed.
We are proud to offer you 120 clubs and student organizations, over 300 different intramural activities, and countless other ways to get involved here on campus.
As the most affordable four-year institution in the entire state, we are excited to offer you the best value in education anywhere. Not to mention our robust scholarship programs to help minimize that stress of paying for college.
We hope you enjoyed Tiger Nation, and we can't wait for you to see yourself here.
Good afternoon. I'm Reagan Neufeld, and today I have news on Fort Hays athletics and news from around the professional sports world. First, a look at the MIAA Cross Country Championship meet. Reagan Hodgson became the first Fort Hays runner on the women's team to win an individual conference title on Friday, crossing the finish line in 21 minutes and 29.8 seconds. This was Hodgson's third individual title of the season. JC Vath was not far behind her, finishing third. Darian Hudgens was the third Tiger to receive all conference honors, placing 20th. As a team, the Tigers placed third and will look to continue their successful season next weekend at the Central Region Championship. The football team captured their fourth straight win on Saturday, beating Washburn 31-28. For the third week in a row, Shane Watts led the Tigers on the ground, rushing for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jaden Horace and Colt Fuller scored the other 2 touchdowns for Fort Hays, both on passes from quarterback Jack Dawson. A field goal in the second quarter from Carson Arndt gave the Tigers the edge they needed to stay ahead of the Ichabods. The win moves Fort Hays to 6-2 overall and 5-2 in the MIAA, where they rank third in season standings. They take on Central Oklahoma on Saturday here in Hays, starting at 1 p.m. Another Fort Hays team at the top of the MIAA is women's soccer, who are tied for second place. The Tigers went 1-1 last week, defeating Missouri Southern and losing to Central Missouri. In their 1-0 win against the Lions, it was Hannah Mares who found the back of the net for the Tigers, assisted by Sullivan Kelly. However, Fort Hays was then shut out by the Jennies on Sunday, losing 3-0. The Tigers are now 11-2-3 on the season overall and 7-1-1 in conference play. They will take on Washburn this Friday at home at 6 p.m. and then travel to Nebraska Kearney on Sunday. Moving to professional sports, the WNBA season ended last week with the defending champion Las Vegas Aces beating the New York Liberty 70-69 in Game 4 of the finals. In addition to coming off of a loss in Game 3, Las Vegas were also without 2 of their starters, one of those being last year's finals MVP, Chelsea Gray. However, they held on for the 1-point win, making them just the third team in league history to win consecutive titles, the last to do so being the Los Angeles Sparks in 2001 and 2002. Asia Wilson led the Aces with 24 points and 16 rebounds and was named the finals MVP. She averaged 23.8 points and 11.8 rebounds in the playoffs. Lastly, the Kansas City Chiefs posted another win over an AFC West opponent on Sunday, beating the Los Angeles Chargers 31-17. It was a tale of two halves for Kansas City. Their offense shined in the first half, scoring 21 points in the second quarter, and their defense held the Chargers scoreless in the third and fourth. Patrick Mahomes connected with 10 different receivers for a total of 424 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. He threw to Travis Kelce 12 times for a game-high 179 yards. In the time they've been teammates, the pair have now connected for 50 touchdowns, the 4th most in NFL history. Another big headline from Sunday's game was the return of McCole Hardman. Hardman spent the first part of this season with the New York Jets after signing with them as a free agent. He was then acquired by the Chiefs in a trade just days before the game. He still made an impact the most of his playing time, returning a punt for 50 yards and converting on third down with an 8-yard reception during key moments of the game. That is all we have today for sports. Until next time, stay up to date with Fort Hays athletics on TigerMediaNet.com. When we come back, Alicia has more news.
When you transfer to Fort Hays State University, you discover unmatched affordability, convenience, and powerfully supportive faculty and staff, all with a determination that matches yours. Complete your degree and leap forward in your life and career with Fort Hays State University Online. The best value in education anywhere.
Tiger Media Network is the student convergent media lab hub for Fort Hays State. We live broadcast all of Fort Hays' home athletic events.
Our program is a hands-on program where we give kids ample opportunity to do anything from writing stories to audio and video projects to sports productions to newscasts. The sky's the limit. We tell the students whatever they can think of or dream of, we'll find a way to try to pull it off to give them that experience.
I am a junior at Fort Hays State University and I'm a photography major. So I've done cameras, I've done tech directing, video board, a little bit of directing. I really enjoy being able to have an eye for that. It's something I really enjoyed learning about through my 3 years here with photography. To me, photography and even just video and broadcasting kind of go hand in hand.
The future is with the kids, and the new tech gear that we have fits great into our educational model of a great learning environment for the students.
I really like the TriCaster. I like how you can make it as simple as you want, or you can go as complex as you need it to be. You know, you can pretty much do whatever you want with it.
It's a good experience. It teaches you how to work as a team, how to kind of lead things on your own.
Well, we wanted something when it came to giving our students opportunity that was going to be easy to use and applicable in a lot of different scenarios. And that's what we felt like with TriCaster and New Tech really offer. You
get a really good experience and it's something you could easily get into.
When we pull off a great production or they provide a great replay angle for a referee in a crucial instant, that makes you proud.
Once you start working with the TriCaster, you can really understand exactly what's going on behind the scenes.
And now it's my favorite thing to do.
On Tuesday, candidates for the City Commission and USD 489 Board of Education participated in a forum. Starting off with the City Commission, the 5 candidates focused on housing and business development. These 5 candidates are competing for 3 spots on the commission, 2 4-year terms and 1 2-year term. The Board of Education race is slightly more competitive, with 10 candidates vying for 4 seats. During the Board of Education portion of the forum, the private bathrooms in the new high school were a main focus. Candidate Dennis Wilkie was the strongest opposition for the bathrooms, saying that if he was elected, he would change the private bathrooms.
I personally feel that these bathrooms take the gender out of it, open the school district up for litigation. They open us up for the potential for things to happen. And even if the argument for is we have great kids, in every society, as we've seen this week, there is the potential for stuff that's not so great. And by creating these private spaces in a public setting that aren't necessary, I think it's wrong, and I would change it if I got on the school board.
On the other side, candidate Craig Pallister was very supportive of the bathrooms. As a former middle school principal and current board member, he sees the addition of private bathrooms as a positive thing. Here's what he had to say.
There's been a lot of misinformation, kind of with the terminology of gender neutral, of the private bathroom, the needs of our kids. After being at the middle school for years and years, we had kids that did not use the restroom all day because of the growth process, not wanting to go in to restrooms with other students, different things like that. So options, our kids are so important. We need to listen to them at all 3 grade levels and give them options that we believe will be good for them.
To watch the full forum, visit the Tiger Media Network YouTube page. If you're looking for some Halloween fun this weekend, the Hays Community Theater is hosting its annual screening of the Rocky Horror Picture Show on Friday and Saturday. Since the first screening in 2019, the Rocky Horror Picture Show has become an event patrons look forward to every year. The screening is interactive, with scripts and props given to each audience member and a goodie bag. Our reporter, Reagan Neufeld, spoke to Travis Grizel, president of the theater's board of directors, about why he enjoys events like this screening.
I just love the diversity of people in Hays, Kansas, out in western Kansas, that the average person would not dream of how broad a range of people we have here that like to get out and do stuff together and have a communal thing. And I love seeing that. I love that I'm a small part of being able to bring people to the arts in the community, and we get a lot of, oh my gosh, I never knew you guys were here, this is so great, whatnot. So that's the most rewarding thing.
Tickets for the Rocky Horror Picture Show can be purchased online or at the door. Doors will open at 8 o'clock on both Friday and Saturday, with the movie starting at 8:30. October 15th was National Fossil Day. Sternberg Museum celebrated this by waiving the admission fee for the museum and hosting special exhibits related specifically to Kansas fossils. Geosciences Chief Curator Laura Wilson had a display where she discussed how fossils are made and encouraged individuals to look at the fossils under a microscope. Over 500 families attended this event. For more information, visit tigermedianet.com. As the cooler air starts to roll in and people get their annual flu shots for this next season, the Mayo Clinic says that it is safe to get both the flu and COVID-19 shots at the same time, as the FDA also approves of getting both shots at the same time. Dr. Matthew Binnicker says the prevention is key and encourages everyone to get their updated shots. In the Bay Area this past weekend, there was a fundraiser for breast cancer awareness, as October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The Making Strides Walk is for breast cancer survivors to celebrate, as well as family and friends to honor their loved ones in their fight against the disease. Before the event, the walk earned $215,000 in support of breast cancer awareness. And if you're someone that loves to celebrate Halloween, there's a train ride in Pennsylvania that is a must-do event. For those interested, the train is a 100-minute journey with a haunted maze along with live music and food trucks. Tickets are sold for $55 per person. And that is a wrap on today's TMNtv News. To stay up to date with local, state, national, and international news, visit tigermedianet.com as well as our social media pages. Thank you for watching. I'm Alicia Fireherm, and we will see you next time.